Yeah. How about that? How about that? Yeah. How about that? How about that? Told you I'm wrecking it up, no longer giving a fuck. How about that? Told you I'm going above, not going off any love. How about that? Told you I'm going all in, let's get rich or just buzz. How about that? It's an easy decision, you know I'm betting on us. How about that? Who do I wanna let in? Who do I wanna befriend? How about that? Man, fuck that thought, I can never be friends. How about that? Man, fuck that thought, I just want it in her pants. How about that? Man, I'm focused on bands, I can never give a damn. How about that? Man, I've been kicking it like Van Down. How about that? Tell them don't worry about that, the fact they owe me gon' see about that. The M14 got a silly drum, 60-pound rounds, no need reloading. Racking once and the block exploding, no need to boast, no need for gloating. This fear and loathing in Las Vegas, ain't worried about the cost, baby. I'm pouring it up, make skin flush and light wanna make my eyes hazy. I'm only paying attention what minds me in my mind on what pays me, and it changes daily. How about that? Running it up, don't give a fuck, you know what's up. How about that? Tell them I ain't gonna give in, giving it up. How about that? Racking it up, getting these digits, racking it up. How about that? Tell them I never give a fuck, never give a little fuck. How about that? Told you I'm racking it up, no longer giving a fuck. How about that? Told you I'm going above, not going off any love. How about that? Told you I'm going in, get rich or just buzz. How about that? It's an easy decision, you know you're betting on us. How about that? Who don't wanna let in? Who don't wanna be friends? How about that? Man, fuck that thought, I can never be friends. How about that? Man, fuck that thought, I just want it in the pants. How about that? Man, I'm focused on bands, busting out little downs. How about that? Running man, money man, running downs, money downs. Tell them I put them in a little trance. How about that? Bands will make a dance, bands will make a dance. How about that? So much money on me, VVS the jewelry. How about that? And what I do? Act more stupidly. How about that? Bought more jewelry, more Louis V. How about that? My mama couldn't get through to me. How about that? The drama people keep suing me. How about that? How about that?